The sector is very different from '08 and '09 positioning. When I was just thinking through it in the morning, in terms of the number of players, B in terms of guidelines, and C in terms of the big multi-year bull market what we had seen in real estate sector. So currently the real estate sector has seen a massive consolidation. Last couple of years, if you bought into real estate anywhere in India, the gains have not been that great. And C, if you look at the broader interest rate regime, that is also very, very different. But I think somewhere there is evidence of activity which has picked up in the real estate sector, and if you do a dipstick, make few calls, the transactions have started and there is a little bit of pricing uptick. But I don't think we are in for a massive bull run like we saw in 2003 and 2008, or let's say between 2010 and 2014 in parts of India. No, real estate is affordable, but I don't think real estate prices will go through the roof right now, considering that the bent of the economy is very, very different. B, if you look at the comparison, and that's how foreign investors typically look at it. Other emerging market or real estate prices in other emerging markets and developed markets have also rallied. I think in India, if you do a comparison, the real estate prices, they have not rallied in sync with what other emerging markets, or even for that matter developed markets, have seen. So if you are an investor, you would say, look, globally inflation is going to come back, and hard asset like real estate normally does well when inflation comes back. Globally, real estate prices have already rallied. In India, the scope for real estate prices to rally is furthermore, and interest rates are affordable. Then you would want to chance your arm in a real estate in real estate stocks, because real estate stocks are nowhere close to their peak valuations. And like I said, so much has changed in the real estate sector that a very few players are left. Also, we know the whole SWAMIH fund and how the SWAMIH fund in a sense is become a source of funding for real estate builders, and now that in a sense is also having an impact on the squeeze which had come on the cash flow. So for real estate, I think we are in an uptick. Real estate stocks are moving in anticipation of the fact that globally real estate prices have gone higher, and in India real estate prices have scope to go further higher. That's a market positioning. And C, because the number of players which were there in 2008, I mean, you had almost 1 dozen plus real estate companies. I guess now the choice is also limited and restricted. So little bit of flow which is coming back into some of these stocks is having impact on them. And one more point, Mobina, for some of the Indian real estate companies like a DLF or a Godrej or an Oberoi or even a Prestige, the promoter holding is also very high, which means the free float is limited and restricted.